I made this stunning dress from scratch using cheap sewing tools I got on Temu. Use my code frv68772 to shop on the Temu app and get 0 naira gifts with qualifying orders. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, you're welcome to Sew with Mediva. And if you're a returning subscriber or a returning viewer, thank you for sticking to my channel. In today's video, I'll be showing you guys how to make this tiered gathered dress with bishop sleeves, and I achieved this style using 4 yards of African print fabric. If you find this video useful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment and subscribe to my channel. So guys, in today's video, we're making this tiered gathered dress and we'll be using some of the beginner sewing tools I got on Temu. Search my code FRV68772 on the Temu app to get 0 naira gifts with qualifying orders. And I'll also leave the link to purchase these tools in the description box and also pinned in the comment section. So this is a retractable 120 inches tape rule with a lanyard that goes around your neck, and I have my pin and my pin cushion holder which I'll just wear around my wrist. I have my rotary cutter. I have different colors of threads neatly organized in my storage box, as you can see. And I also have this set of metric rulers, all tools purchased from Temu. So we're not going to need all these rulers. I'm just going to pick the ones that I need and set the rest aside. I'll set the remaining tools aside so we can jump into the tutorial. So I made use of 4 yards of this beautiful African print fabric. You might need more or less depending on the length of your dress. So we're starting with the upper part of this dress and we're cutting out both the front and the back panels together. The front panel is in a fold and the back panel is also in a fold. So the back panel is bigger than the front by 1 inch. This is for the closing allowance at the back, or you can also attach a zipper if you want. So the widest of the fabric I folded is my bust measurements divided by 4, which is 10.5 inches. I added half an inch for ease and 1 inch for seam allowance. So that makes a total of 12 inches. So work with your own body measurement. So before I mark the full length of this upper part, I'm going to come down by 1 inch from the top of my fabric and mark the shoulder line. This is also going to serve as the shoulder joining allowance. So this is me using my straight ruler to mark out a horizontal line. So from that shoulder line, I'm going to come down to 12 inches. So my shoulder to my nipple point is 11 inches and I added 1 extra inch to it to make 12 inches. Then another extra half an inch for the joining allowance to join the first gathers to it. So I'm marking 12.5 inches now from the shoulder line, and then I'll extend the lines this way. So for the upper part of this dress before the gathers, I made use of 12.5 inches. The next thing is to mark the shoulder measurement, and my shoulder measurement divided by 2 is 8 inches. So make sure to mark all this on the front panel alone, as you can see. And for the neckline, I used 3 inches width and 2 inches for the depth. So I use the same depth for both the front and the back because I'm still going to slit the front neckline. And then I'll use my French curve now to connect the points together to give that perfect round neckline. So this is what we have. After that, I'll go ahead to mark out from that 8 inches mark. I'll come down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope, and I use my ruler to connect it to the neck width. After that, the next thing is to mark the armhole, and to get that measurement, divide your bust measurement by 6 and then add 1 inch to it. So for mine, I usually get 8 inches. So I'll come down by 8 inches and then connect the points together. Then I'll further extend the line this way. So I'll get the midpoint of the line, which is 4 inches. And then from that 4 inches mark, I'll come in by half of an inch. This is for the front armhole curve. And then I'll get my French curve ruler again and then go ahead to connect the points this way to create the armhole curve. You can see how easy it is with the ruler. And then for the back, I'll go ahead to connect the back, as you can see, starting from that midpoint. Go ahead to connect the back this way. So after doing all of that, this is what we have. The next thing is to place the body measurement. So on the chest line now, I'm going to mark the bust measurements divided by 4, which is 10.5 inches. I'll add half an inch for ease and 1 inch for seam allowance to make 12 inches. So I'll mark that same 12 inches at the base of the fabric and then connect the points together. After connecting, the next one we want to do is to cut it out. And we're going to be using our rotary cutter that I got on Temu. Remember, all products are linked in the description box and also in the comment section. So you have to apply a bit of pressure. Remember, we're cutting this fabric in a fold of 4. So I'll add 1 inch allowance to the shoulder for joining, and then I will cut out the neckline. So you can see how smooth and easy that went. So right now I'm just going to cut out the front armhole curve, and this is what we have. This is for the front and this is for the back. So we're going to rip the center back into 2. So I'll just follow the crease line and split it into 2. And for the front neckline, we're going to be having a slit, just like I said. So I'll come down by 5.5 inches. I want it to be 6 inches, but because of the sewing allowance, I used 5.5 inches. And then I'll use my cutter to just slit it this way so you can see what we have. The next thing we want to do is to cut out facing for the front neckline and for the back. So for the front facing, I'm gonna head to iron my stay to the wrong side of my fabric. So I'm going to just go ahead and place the right side facing each other. Then I'll take my pins from my pin cushion holder and just go ahead to pin to the fabric this way. So I'll get my chalk now and trace out the neckline like this, and I'll also mark that center opening. So I'll separate the two fabrics from each other now, and then I will use about 3 inches allowance for my facing, and then go ahead to just create a curve this way. And then I'll get my rotary cutter again and then go ahead to just cut it out for you guys to see. So don't forget to shop on the Temu app using my code frv68772 to get 0 naira gift with qualifying orders. So you can see how easy this rotary cutter makes the work look. So this is what we have, and then I'll open up the center, making sure I'm taking the same 5.5 inches I used on the main fabric. So after doing all of that, I'm going to place it now on the main fabric, making sure the right sides are facing each other, and then I'll go ahead to pin it down. After pinning, I'll take it to the sewing machine and join the facing to the neckline of the dress. Use 1/2 inch to join the two together. So I'll use the same method and cut out the facing for the back panels. So when I'm done stitching, I'll show you guys the next thing to do. After stitching the facing to the neckline, this is what we have. The next thing we want to do is to notch the seam area before we turn it over. So just use your scissors now to make small cuts on the seam area. Make small cuts like this, and then flip the facing down to the wrong side of your dress. Use a sharp object to bring out all the edges, just as you can see me doing in the video. After turning over, I'll take it to the ironing board now and just iron it out so that it lays down flat. I'll repeat the same thing for the back and show you guys. So after I turned over, this is what it looks like. The next thing we want to do is to join the front and the back panels together. So note that we are still going to use the hemming gum to seal this facing, the facing on the dress, but that will be later. So let's go ahead to join the front and the back panels together. So I'll place them right sides facing each other, and then I'll flip the back facing to the front this way, and then use my 1 inch allowance to close up the shoulder. When I'm done closing up the shoulder, I'll come over to the side and also use 1 inch allowance to close up the side. I'll just go ahead to pin it down. You can see how this pin cushion holder makes life very easy for me. And I'll repeat the same process on the other side. Flip the back facing to the front and then stitch all together. After stitching the shoulder, I'll also close up the side. So when I'm done doing all of that, I'll show you guys what it looks like. So guys, after stitching and flipping over, this is what we have. You can see what the inner part looks like now. So I'll just use my hemming gum to seal the fabric on the wrong side, to seal the facing on the wrong side. The next one we want to work on is our gathers. So I'm going to measure what I have at the base of this upper part now, starting from the back. Go ahead to measure it carefully. Go ahead to measure it carefully. So for mine, I have about 45 inches. So for the width of the fabric I'll be using for my gathers, I'm going to multiply that 45 inches by 2. That is for the first layer of the gathers. And this dress is going to have 2 layers of gathers. So the full length of my dress is 37 inches, and I've already used about 12 inches for this upper part. Let's go ahead to measure it. Yes, I used 12 inches. So I'm going to subtract 37. I'm going to subtract 12 from 37, so I'll be left with 25 inches. So that means I have 25 inches to work with for my 2 gathers. So I'm going to make the first the first layer 12 inches long, and then the last layer is going to be 13 inches long. So to the first layer of gathers, I'm going to add extra 1 inch to the length because of the joining allowance at the top and at the bottom. And for the second one, I'll add extra 1.5 inches for joining and seam allowance. So I'm gonna head to cut out the fabric to create the first layer of gathers, and it is 90 inches wide and 13 inches long, just like I explained earlier. The extra 1 inch, half an inch to join to the upper part, and half an inch to join to the lower gathers. So if you have a gather footer, you can go ahead to gather this fabric first to 45 inches before you attach it to the upper one, or you can as well gather while you are sewing, which is what I'm going to do. So I'll go ahead now to join the fabrics together. I'll make a 1 inch straight stitch, and then I'll start to gather my fabric as I'm sewing. So like I said, you can go ahead to create your gathers first before joining the two fabrics together. It just depends on you. So I'll keep gathering my fabric till it fills up the upper part. And then for the next layer of gathers, the wideness of the fabric is going to be times 2 of what you used for the first gathers. So since we used 90 inches for the first gathers, we're going to be using 180 inches width of fabric, which is very long. You have to join and join. So I have my 180 width of fabric here, and for the length, like I said, we want 13 inches to be the length of the lower part, but I added extra 1.5 inches. I'll use half an inch to join it to the upper gathers, and then the remaining 1 inch is going to be the folding allowance at the base. I hope you guys understand. So for this last gathers, I have 14.5 inches as the length of the fabric. So note that if you don't want your gathers as full as mine, you can multiply by 1.5. It just depends on what you want. So guys, after attaching the first layer of gathers, this is what it looks like. You can see how beautiful this looks already. The next thing to do is to attach the last layer, which I have cut out already. So just like I did with the upper one, I'm going to place them right sides facing each other and then begin to gather it again while stitching. So you can as well gather your fabric first to 90 inches and then attach it to the first gathers. But for mine, I'm going to gather it while stitching. So I'll go ahead now to create my gathers. I'll also finish up the base of the dress and show you guys. So after creating the second layer of gathers, this is what we have. And I've also gone ahead to finish up the base by folding in twice and stitching all around. At the back, I also closed it up. I used that 1 inch allowance to close it up. So if you like, you can leave a 5 inch gap open here to insert a button or a zipper. But since the neckline of the front is very big already, the dress is going to go in easily through the head. So this is what we have. The next one we want to work on is the sleeve, and I'm going to head to cut it out. And for the wideness, I have 9.5 inches. So I folded the fabric using the armhole measurement I worked with, which is 8 inches. I added half an inch for ease and 1 inch for seam allowance. That is to make 9.5 inches. And for the length of the sleeve, my full length is 24 inches, and I added 2 extra inches because of the folding allowance to create the elastic casing. So I have about 26 inches here for the length. And I'm going to be cutting out 2 pieces of this sleeve. So I'll flip it over now so I can mark on the wrong side. I'll start by marking a ½ inch allowance at the upper part. and then come down to mark my cap's height, which is 4 inches. To get your cap's height, divide your bust measurement by 12 and add half an inch to it. So I'll connect the lines this way. This is just a normal basic sleeve. I'll get the midpoint of this slanted line, which is about 5 inches, and then I'll mark half an inch curve at the upper part of the line and half an inch curve at the lower part of the line. This is basically all for the sleeve. I'm going to bring the second fabric now so I can cut the two sleeves together. So I'll use my rotary cutter to cut it out, just as you can see in the video. So I don't know why you have not bought this rotary cutter. It is so nice and very easy to use. So I'll go ahead now to fold the base of this fabric to create my elastic casing. I'll fold it in twice, fold in half an inch first and then fold in 1 inch, then stitch it all the way down. After creating the casing, this is what it looks like. I've also gone ahead to cut out my elastic band. I just measured what I have around my wrist, which is about 7 inches, and I cut out that same 7 inches as the elastic length. I'll pass it in through my pin now and then through the elastic casing. So on this edge, I'll go ahead to stitch it down. After stitching, I'll stitch on the other side as well and then close up the sleeve this way. Then use my 1 inch allowance to close it up. So after doing all of that, I've gone ahead to insert one of the sleeves to the dress, and you can see how beautiful it looks. And for the second one, this is what we have. I'll flip it over now to the right side and then show you guys how to insert the sleeve. First thing to do is to notch the apex of the sleeve and then pass it in through the wrong side of your dress. So pass it in through the wrong side of your dress to come out from the armhole, and then merge the sleeve facing the armhole area this way, making sure the right sides are facing each other. Go ahead to pin the shoulder joining to the apex of your sleeve, and then pin the side joining of your blouse to the side of the sleeve as well, and then go ahead to fit the remaining part of the sleeve into the armhole and pin it down. So I'll take it to the sewing machine now and stitch it all around using half-inch allowance. So when I'm done with that, I will show you guys. So guys, after inserting the sleeves, this is what we have. Last and final thing I'm going to do is to use my hemming gum to seal the facing, and you can see how beautiful this dress looks. So I'll leave the link of all the tools used in this tutorial in the comment section and also in the description box. And if you find this video useful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, share to your loved ones, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.